Hi everybody, it's Tony Dixon from Core Software. I'm making this video to go over another section, a review of another section in the admin area. It's the admin and the data warehouse area. First thing, so I'm just going to go here, admin data warehouse. Okay, so on the admin data warehouse, first off you have your data utilities and your custom exports. Now the custom exports has to do with any type of data file that's exported, that's created in CoreRhine to be exported and then imported into another system, be it an accounting software or even another, either maybe a co-packer software. For instance, like if you co-pack for Home City Ice or Bell's Pure Ice in Australia, this will actually create an export file that can be created and sent to them so they can import into their systems. So inside here we have an entire list of all exported files that have been created inside the CoreRhine software. So for instance, I can look at this one sale right here from 10/5 and that batch ID right there, and I can actually see what sales are processed inside this batch. There'll be another video here to discuss how to go ahead and create batch files and import them into different accounting softwares. So right here I'm going to go ahead and I can print out this batch, I can re-download the batch, or I can go back to the list. If there happens to be any sales that have not been batched up yet to go into the accounting software, the user would simply click on Export Pending Sales, choose the export group that they're working with, and export the batch. And once they export it here, it goes inside the batch list. Again, there's going to be videos to discuss how to actually export different export batches to go into different accounting softwares. Now I'm going to go back to my list. I apologize if my computer's lagging a little bit. Alright, so now I'm back in my list here. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the data warehouse. Alright, so we also have this other area here for lookup tables. Now the lookup tables here makes it basically an area that you can add in for different drop-down menus inside CoreRhine software. So the first one we have is customer categories. And these are different type of categories that you can assign to each individual location. Basically saying what type of customer they are, and you can create it, and it's very simple. Just go ahead and add a new category. All right, going back to the lookup tables, delivery zones, same thing. All your you can set up all your customers and assign them into specific delivery zones, not necessarily routes, but actually delivery zones. What part of the area you service that they're located in. You can see here I had a lot of different listings of different areas that we worked with. So for instance, I had an area called Cleveland West, the west side of Cleveland, Ohio. That's that list right there, and I can go and edit it, or I can add more records. Export groups. Now, this right here are different batch files that were created out of CoreRhine software. Now you can, all your customers in your system, you don't have to batch them up and export them all to the same accounting software. You can specify them into different export groups, so that way those customers can be batched up and exported at different times if need be. An example of this might be a company I have up in Wisconsin that services a very large area. So each one of those specific areas that he had them separated into different export groups for each customer. So every time he created a new customer, he would assign them to each of their respective export groups for accounting purposes. Payment term are merchandiser models. This here is just putting in the brand and the model number of a brand and model size of every merchandiser that you might have in your system. Like for instance, this here is like a Lear 30, and this right here is some future development work that we're going to be doing for being able to put the capacity of what the merchandiser might hold. Payment terms. These are different payment term options that are inside the system. Again, so you can have them in your drop-down list to be able to go ahead and assign those payment terms to different customers. Now if I go ahead and click on one of these here, again, these payment terms are lined up with whatever's in the accounting software. This is all stuff that I'll discuss in other videos. Sales tax areas, same things. Each one of your customers need to be assigned to their own respective sales tax area. So if I go ahead and click on one of these here, this is the actual sales tax area name that'll be inside this handheld, and then of course it's lined up with an accounting system. Again, there'll be other videos to discuss this down later. Surcharges, you can go ahead and add surcharges, different surcharges into your customer list. Again, more videos to discuss how to go ahead and create and add more surcharges, but you can apply surcharges to different locations that you have in your customer list. And then finally, we have a task template. Now, what the task template is co-writing software has a tool called the co-writing task manager, and basically it makes it so you can go ahead and assign a task to a specific location. That way, whoever happens to go to that location next, that task will pop up. This here is a way of creating a template that'll come up automatic. That would be a real quick way of assigning a task to a different location. So, for instance, I could create a new task here and say full rotate and clean up. That could be a task. Now, when we're going ahead and going ahead and assigning tasks to different locations, we can either type them out individually or just simply pick from a drop-down list of different tasks that are created. So I'm going to go back to my lookup tables here, and that discusses all the different lookup tables that we have to choose from to add to the different drop-down menus that will be discussed in other videos. Back to my data warehouse, and we also have this export database tables. This isn't something that anybody really is going to ever use in a system. So I'm not even going to bother explaining this one, but there is a way we can go ahead and export data files from the system. Okay, so anyways, that is the admin data warehouse review. If anybody has any questions on that, please let me know. But again, I want to reiterate that there is going to be more videos of how-to videos that are more specific on doing specific functions that I just explained. Okay, everybody, thanks. If anyone has any questions, let me know.